Thomas was sitting at a station with Annie and Clarabelle. He had just finished a passenger delivery, and he was enjoying his time off, when James trundled in with Radar, pushing him from behind.
"Oh my God, James, you look terrible. It looks like you've seen a ghost, my friend,"
said Thomas. Was all James could think to say. He was pale as a ghost and paralyzed with fear. "Yep, we found him down there by Woodland Way. He was scared stiff, Thomas," said Radar. "We need someone to bring him to the steamworks. Can you do it?"
"No problem, Radar,"
replied Thomas. He didn't want to go to the steamworks. It was spooky at night, but he buffered up behind James anyway. He was ready to set off, but then the signal turned red, and then they saw Gordon pulling into the station with the express. He was cheerful as usual. He enjoyed it. "Why, hello there, guys! James, it looks like they finally found you," he said, as he slowed to a stop. "Whoa, James, what happened to you, man? You look really shaken up.
Oh, you have no idea," he replied. He was still in complete shock.
"Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe if you go to the steamworks and relax, you'll feel a lot better. Anyway, I've got a big express to pull. I'll catch you guys tonight at the sheds, and then we can talk about what happened." And then Gordon thundered away with the express. Once the line was cleared, Thomas and James were ready to set off, and they sped off towards the Sodor Steamworks. Meanwhile, Gordon was enjoying his time on the main line. The rails hummed as wheels rattled and rolled, and the coaches behind him were moving along at a steady pace. Gordon was enjoying himself. Seeing everyone and everything in the Halloween spirit just made his boiler bubble. He was going to the castle. It was a big tourist attraction on Halloween. As he slowly trundled up to the tracks, his wheels were strong and sturdy. "Well," he said, "this looks like a quaint place to have a Halloween-themed party. Nothing scary about it, unless there's plenty of decorations inside." Suddenly, it happened. The drawbridge dropped slowly in front of him. "That was interesting," he said. "I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, but I'm not scared." Then the door opened and slammed shut. "Okay, really am not ready for that. What the heck is going on here?" And then a boulder came flying onto the tracks. "Oh man!" But the worst was yet to come. A red light beamed through the drawbridge as it slowly dropped down. And who was there? None more than the ghost engine. His bright light flickered and flashed, and haunting sounds chimed from inside. "Oh man, this place really is haunted! I gotta get out of here!" said Gordon nervously, and he thundered away, demolishing his buffers in the meantime. But he didn't care. He just wanted to get out of there as fast as he could. Thomas and James had finally made it to the Sodor Steamworks. Thomas was exhausted. He panted wearily. "Thomas, I don't know about this," replied James, shaken.
"Oh, come on, James. Nothing's going to happen,"
said Thomas reassuringly, and he pushed James towards the machinery. It was very difficult, as James was resisting. He was extremely afraid, and he didn't want to go in. But he managed to work his way in, and he shut his eyes. Just tell me when it's over, Thomas," said James nervously. The crane slowly slid over to James. It was old and weary, and it jammed, but it managed to make its way over and pick James up. Suddenly, there was trouble. The platform underneath James began spinning, without him on it. James dangled in the air, alone and scared. And then finally the crane dropped him, and the platform began spinning once more with James on it. James had no idea what to think. He was now more scared than ever. "Thomas! What is going on here?" he screamed nervously. Then it happened. The ghost train trundled up slowly in front of him.
So, James, you don't believe in me? I'm not real. I'll show you who's real.
It groaned, and James started spinning in his carriage, scared and stiff. "Whoa, I'm getting out of here!" he said.
Wait, James, where are you going?
But James didn't wait. He steamed towards the station as fast as his wheels could carry him. In fear for his life, the ghost train hot on his tail. Thomas had taken a different route. The ghost train sped along the tracks. James headed towards the station in fear. "It's after me!" he yelled, and the ghost train came barreling after him. Meanwhile, Toby, Gordon, and Percy were all simmering happily in the station. They were wondering where everyone was. "I wonder how Thomas is doing. I know he had to bring James to the steamworks," he said. "They're probably fine," said Gordon, now completely relieved at what happened. Just at that moment, James came barreling into the station as fast as he could. Thomas arrived soon after. He had just missed James by a second. "Thomas, what's going on here?" said Toby.
Guys, I just saw a ghost. It's chasing us.
"What? But that's impossible! We thought it was just a story!" yelled Gordon. The ghost train came barreling straight towards Thomas.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! It's gonna crash me!
Yelled Thomas, and he closed his eyes, shivering in place, waiting for the inevitable crash that would destroy him. And as soon as it reached his buffers, it vanished into thin air, leaving no trace behind. The next day, all the engines were sitting in the sheds talking about the night before. "So what do you guys think that was?" asked Percy.
I don't know.
Said Thomas.
Oh, come on, Thomas. How could you have forgotten already? You saw it just the other night right in front of your buffers.
"Well, I'll tell you one thing," said Gordon. "Whatever it was, what was it? I guess we'll never know," said Toby.